Howdy folks, I'm going to show you some stuff today from Bespoke Ultralight Equipment, or as you probably better know him, Scotty Von Porkchop. We've got 2 tarps, a hammock and an underquilt. I thought I'd show you the pack sizes first. This is the summer tarp, under 300 grams for the bare tarp, and packed, that's pretty solid, packed about the size of your average Christmas cracker. Love this tarp. Obviously we'll see some more later. Winter tarp, this one is basically a war bonnet superfly, 480 grams for the bare tarp, a little bit bigger than the summer in pack size, but I mean you're going to have to be really trying to use the smallest rucksack possible to notice the difference in pack size. Obviously you will notice the difference on the scales. Open her up. Hammock. Genuinely forgot the weight on this, but I mean I think it was like 250, something like that. I'll put it in the description. This one about the size of an apple. Interesting, we'll see that in a bit. The underquilt is in here, but I just pack them loose, so little double pinstripe arrangement. Just about to see the grey. I think it looks quite cool. Everything Scotty makes pretty much is bespoke. The summer tarp is what I had first from Scott, and I just asked him to make me something from specs, which he did. The winter tarp, I just asked him to make me a copy of a war bonnet superfly, which he did. The hammock is something that he advertised for sale, but again, it's just it was a one-off. So yeah, I think he likes creating more than he does manufacturing a production run or what have you. I know he made a load of these winter tarps after I had mine, but I'm sure he'll make more if you ask him. But he doesn't have a website or anything like that, which is annoying, Scott, when I'm trying to recommend you stuff. But the flip side of that is you can basically just get what you want. You might have to wait a little while. He's only a one-man band, but if you want something particular, he'll do it for you, no problem at all. Right, on that note, I'm going to set this stuff up and we'll come back and have a look. And we're back. Summer, winter, summer, winter, summer. 11 foot long, 1.3 ounce sil nylon, 300 grams ish, maybe under for the bare tarp. This one has seen some serious weather. I've been so impressed with this. Stood up to a lot of wind. I snapped some 1.5mm Dyneema ridgeline on this one last winter. Not a sniff of damage to the tarp. Really like this one. Now, what have we got here? We've got hammock and underquilt. Now, this is one of Scott's stretch footbox hammocks. Don't know if you can see the stretchiness there. Now, this hammock is 9 feet long. If you go on the US hammock forum, virtually everyone will say, oh, you 11 foot hammock, you need an 11 foot hammock. And they are very comfy, 11 foot hammocks. but they're also 11 foot long. Now, a lot of the places I go have quite tight hangs, so they become cumbersome, a bit like a 12 foot tarp. Just this being a foot shorter without doors or anything it just makes it so much more handleable, and it's the same with a hammock. But that's no good unless it's comfortable, though, is it? Well, no. But that is why it's got a stretchy footbox. And my bag in there for a bit of shape, so I'll take that out and have a go at getting in. Now then, first thing I noticed when I tried this out was sitting in here. There is Scotty's logo. Yep, that is it. First thing I noticed when sitting in here is the lack of the pressure under your knees from the edge of the hammock material there. This stretchy section just takes all that pressure out. You can sit with your legs dangling, and there is very, very little pressure under your knees, and that's pretty impressive, I think. So we're in now. Dark under here. The first thing you notice, especially if you're used to a big 11 foot tarp hammock, is the lack of material. You know, it feels sort of tightrope-ish compared to what you might be used to. But it does not feel like a 9 foot long hammock. Even now, I've purposely got my feet away from the footbox area. There it is. It's fairly flat, but if I just drop my heels over, wiggle myself about a bit, this is really, really impressive for a 9 foot hammock. I think it's brilliant. The first night I spent in it, I woke up a couple of times because my feet had popped out of the footbox. Not quite as dramatically as that, but it did happen. That hasn't happened since. I don't know why, but maybe it's just something your subconscious has to learn. What I would say, I don't think this hammock is for people who move around a lot. If you can just settle and that's it, you're asleep, then I think it's brilliant. But if you're a wriggler, I've got a feeling you'll be working your way out of that footbox. That's what happened to me the first night. I thought, oh, a bit breezy, and that woke me up a couple of times. But like I say, it hasn't happened since, so I don't know, maybe I've just learnt. Now, there is a head stretchy section, but that doesn't do very much. Scott says the same. The head end doesn't do a lot, but it just apparently just looked weird or something without it. So yeah, I'll take his word for that. No idea. So while we're in here, let's put the underquilt back. Now, underquilt, 500 grams. I forgot to mention that before. Should be good for -5 at least, I would think. Scott's put these little what are they, quilt clip type things. I assume to go up to your ridge line, but honestly there's no need, or can't see a need for that. It's got suspension, is unique I think, or it is to me anyway, to my knowledge. All line lock 3s on shock cord. Now there's no channel at all. There's no shock cord running the length, as is your sort of standard US style underquilt. You just got two pieces of shock cord at either end, with each end of them going into the line lock 3s. Forget me boots. There we go. So shock cord. I've got another mini crab. I think I'm going to get some little mitten hooks for that or something. And back down again to another line lock. Well, it seems to work very well. You can adjust the position of your underquilt where you would normally slide it up and down the channels when you get in. It's just a case of reaching back or reaching forward and pulling on the shock cord. If you need to move it a long way, you will have to loosen one end and tighten the other, but yeah. There's no secondary suspension. If you are seriously weight conscious, you've lost all that length of shock cord there. It's neat and tidy. There's no prussics or anything stupid to come undone. These don't seem to require any knots, stop a knot or anything like that. Seems to grab the shock cord well. I suspect that's why that's why he's gone for a little thicker shock cord than he has on the end cinches. Mind you, it needs stronger anyway, wouldn't it? So, but yeah. The specs on these isn't especially important because he will make all these to a bespoke size, just for you, an individual size. He asked me for my height and weight, and I'd say he got it spot on. It comes to say ankle, see if we can see it. We can just see it, ankle to shoulder, which I think is ideal for a 3 season plus underquilt. So yeah, very impressed with that up to now. Good close up on my boot there. Nope, kettle's not boiled. Right, on to the winter tarp. Right, just before we have a look at this winter tarp, one thing I forgot to say about this stretch foot box hammock is that at 9 foot long, it does of course fit under a 3x3 tarp. Food for thought. Winter tarp. 12 foot long, 1.3 ounce, still nylon, with doors. Lovely neat doors. Someone asked me last time, and I'm sure they'll ask again, what's going on down here. Well, I love to lose tent pegs, so rather than carry another 2 or 4 or however many people use, I put a little mini line lock on there for some tension, and a mini crab to attach it to the corner. Same on the other side. That's it. Now, it's got pull-outs. Do not blame Scott for the state of this. I glued these on with Silnet. I tried to make a neat job of it at first. It did not go well, so I thought, sod it, I may as well use up the tube. The idea of gluing them on is so that they would pop off rather than rip a big stripe out of your tarp. Who knows? Got shock cord on them. Just gives them a bit of flex. So again, they're not ripping your tarp. Got these doors pinned back. If you have a look inside on a handy seat, you can see it is palatial in here. I mean, you look at the overlap on the door there. I could go, quite a bit further out with each side and still remain relatively closed. If you were closing these doors for privacy rather than storm cover, then yeah, you could open it a good bit more. I mean, there's no reason you couldn't lower this to the ground and use it as a tent at all. Huge, great thing. That's about it, I think. Is that for a quick walk round? Oh, Scott did me these snake skins as well in no seam. Just out of a walk. Oh, and because I'm a complete fanboy, we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 loop aliens in this setup.